everybody. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at the weekend forecast for May 19th through the 21st. And sorry I haven't been around much this week. Real life stuff kind of got in the way of forecasting. But yeah, hopefully back for forecast for the weekend and stuff like that. So weather has been obviously very dry lately. We are unfortunately going to see that come to an end. Not unfortunately in that we could use some rain actually, but a little bit unfortunately in that it's going to come on Saturday and probably not actually be. We could kind of use one day of soaking rain, and we're close to it, but I think we're going to just miss out on the soaking rain this time, which we could kind of use. So it's going to continue to mean that even though we have greened up quite a bit, brush fire danger has been relatively high, especially for this time in May. Just because we have not had much rain. We've been very dry lately, and dew points have been way down low. So when we're going to have another round of that next week. So we're going to have to be a little bit careful about that. But here's what's going on across the country. We have a system off the coast of the Carolinas here. That's going to make a run in our direction, and it's going to lead to some very heavy rain, but I think it's going to be just east of us. The models have had it. They had us getting hit pretty hard with it at one point. That has trended a bit to the east and continued to trend east. So I think tomorrow, most of that's going to go to our east, where there's a chance for an inch to inch and a half of rain, basically eastern New Hampshire, Maine, eastern Massachusetts. And then there's another system to our west, which is going to bring some pretty heavy rain and then kind of a front across us. That will give us some showers, but probably not more than about a quarter to maybe a third of an inch of rain at the most, maybe even less than that if we really get kind of unlucky. And so unfortunately, we kind of look to be in the dry area between these two systems, or the more dry area. We will see some rain. That will help, but not probably as much as we could really use. If we take a look at radar, you can definitely see where these two systems are, right? We've got the low pressure system here across the Great Lakes. That's going to kind of dive to the southeast a little bit. And eventually these two are going to merge well off to our north, but kind of we're going to be in the midst of that merging happening and kind of with the front, which is why if we don't get this slug of moisture here from the south, we're just going to basically have kind of a front that comes through with with some showery activity tomorrow afternoon. And that will be enough to get us a little bit wet, but not as much moisture as we were hoping for. And then we get dry again. You look out behind that system again, we're quite dry behind that system. And it looks like that will continue for a lot of next week. Temperatures, we started off chilly again this morning, not quite as chilly as yesterday, but we've been in an incredibly dry, low dew point situation, which means even though temperatures during the day, and today we're going to get back up into the mid to upper 60s, close to 70 for a lot of areas, so relatively warm, but with the dew point so low, it allows the temperatures to really crash once the sun goes down, which you've certainly felt the last couple of nights. And so that's going to keep temperatures overnight cool, but then we are going to start to get the moisture in here, both with a surge of moisture from the south here and with the front approaching us. And so that's why temperatures will not crash again. We will not have another cold night this weekend. The cold that has said we're done with frost for this weekend. There's a chance of some frost next week. So often we say don't plant anything till Memorial Day, or you've got to just be prepared to cover it. That's going to be kind of the reality here as well as we go through this next week upcoming, because again, we do have a chance of some frost again next week. So just kind of keep that in mind. In terms of the storm track, what's going to happen? Here's our low. By tomorrow morning, it's kind of in just off the coast, and then it kind of rides up the coast. But again, the heaviest precipitation with it looks to kind of stay just east of us. And it's a little starved for being able to really wrap moisture around because we've got this secondary low pressure system here across the Great Lakes. That rides to our north and really just kind of swings a front through, which gives us our precipitation, but again, not a significant amount of precipitation, and not quite enough instability to kind of give us thunderstorms, which give us a lot of precipitation in a short amount of time. These are going to be more showery. Could rain kind of hard for a few minutes. And we definitely could see some rain. So I think Saturday, outdoor activities on Saturday, just know that you might get wet. Probably it looks like late afternoon into the early evening looks like the most likely time for that to happen. So just kind of be prepared for that, but not a complete washout. Saturday morning, especially, I think we're mostly dry. So if you've got plans in the morning, and then Sunday looks dry as well, as the sun will return behind at the front. So overall, not a bad weekend, but not quite as dry as it has been. Today is dry. Basically full sun out there, some milky clouds kind of filtering in especially we head into the afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 60s, 70s for valley locations. Overnight, the clouds do roll in. That helps keep temperatures way warmer than they've been, up in the low 50s tonight. And also, we're moving in some warmer air aloft. We won't really feel that tomorrow, but we will still be relatively warm, given that we're full clouds tomorrow and a little bit of rain. Temperatures in the 60s. If we see any sun, which is possible, especially if we're a little drier between these two systems than I'm even thinking now, those temperatures could be more like low 70s. I don't think we're quite going to get there, but definitely mid 60s, maybe even some upper 60s in some places if you get a few minutes of sun. Overnight, the clouds are dissipating, so by morning we should be relatively clear. Temperatures hold, though, in the 50s. Sunday, very typical for this time of year, mix of sun and clouds, mostly sunny on Sunday. Temperatures in the mid 60s. That's probably right about where we should be this time of year. Mid 60s to around 70 degrees, pretty average for this time of year. And then we cool back off with a clear night, but not as cold as we've been, at least yet. Drier air moves in behind us, and we do have a chance, I think, to see some temperatures in the 30s again next week. But we can kind of wait until Monday to see for sure if that's going to happen. In terms of, sorry, that's the wrong one. Let's actually show you the one where there is still a picture. Weekend highlights: sun, seasonably warm on Friday. Do want to mention fire danger. Fire danger is still pretty high today. We're very dry out there, especially we are getting, the dew points are coming up throughout the day, but we're still pretty dry, and we've been very dry. And despite some rain Saturday, especially given that it looks like we're only going to get a quarter to a third of an inch, we will return to high fire danger, I think, next week. So just going to have to keep an eye on that burning. Usually by this time of year, you're safe, but it has been really dry, so that's kind of led to some issues. Grass fires and things like that. Grass is greened up, and that kind of has ended that threat, but still in the brush in the woods, that top layer is still pretty dry and hasn't really fully greened up yet as we go through some of that because we haven't had rain. So just be careful of that. There have been some brush fires around, just as an FYI, especially when it's been windy. Clouds with showers and rain on Saturday afternoon into the Saturday afternoon, and the clouds will hang on into the morning, basically on Sunday, but mostly be gone by the morning. A return to sun and dry weather on Sunday, and near normal temperatures on Sunday. So that's what's going on. I will be back Monday. Hopefully life doesn't get in the way this time, and I should be back Monday morning with a look at your work week forecast. Thanks for the patience as I missed out on forecasts this week. And certainly if we get significant weather, I will try to make you aware of that. Also, as an FYI, this summer, my family will be, we're on sabbatical from our job from pastoring for the summer, and our family will be out of town for a lot of July and August on a family trip as part of our sabbatical. I'm going to try to do some forecasts, but forecasts will definitely become more sporadic. They may be on different days of the week, which is why you should subscribe to the YouTube channel. So when I do have forecasts, and they're going to be interesting because they're going to be probably just recorded with my phone, it'll be kind of a return to what I used to do. When you're going to want to be able to catch those in that regard. So if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you won't miss it when they come up because you won't be able to just expect it on Monday and Friday. All right, I'll be back Monday with a look at your work week forecast. And thanks to my patrons. Quick shout out to them. They help support what I do here and really make this happen. So thank you to them.